welcome Kristie to this conversation. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Sarit, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you. So, Kristie, I'm curious to hear about Includovate and actually what made you set it up in the first place.
Sure. So Includovate is a feminist research incubator. We got going because in response to the fact that research in low-income countries needs to be decolonised. So the usual model of what happened during colonial times of foreigners going in, taking artefacts and putting them in a museum back home is still unfortunately alive and well when it comes to research. A foreigner will fly in, have local people collect the data that they've designed, take that data back, publish it in closed access journals that people from that country can't afford to read and have not been involved in the analysis. Now, in principle, we believe that women are shut out of academia, but also researchers from the Global South are shut out of academia. And this is a really important career path because it shapes knowledge. It shapes policy, the data that's collected, the research. And we don't have enough researchers from the Global South that are quoted in journal articles. They don't have the same opportunity to travel to conferences and to build their network. So what Includovate is trying to do is to build the capacity of researchers from the Global South so they can say, we've got this. You don't have to fly in, ruin the environment, and tell us how to do these things because we have an ethical review. And we are trying to get ultimately more researchers from the Global South published. And we do that through a learning by doing. So we will do consultancies, and during that consultancy, we will pay for our researchers to be involved to learn different methods. For example, literature reviews, evaluations, data collection analysis, policy analysis. These are all the things that we've been doing to help build researcher capacity, but also the inclusion part and the innovation part is essential because we need different methods to reach different categories of people. And that's inclusion. But we can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So we are trying to design different research methods that are inclusive, that involve co-creation and have people from that country involved in the design and implementation of research programs and the analysis and publication.
And it sounds like there's such a sense of ownership as a result of that co-creation and inclusivity that you are promoting in the way that people can own their own research. So it's such an incredible work that you are doing as part of Includovate. I guess my next question for you is, what are you most proud of in terms of this work that you're doing?
Oh, look, there's a few things. So we employ people with disabilities, which seems to be a big deal. I don't actually know why it is, because the people I work with who have a disability blow my mind continually, and their value add is amazing. You can imagine how much harder it is to get a job as an academic if you have a disability or if you're a female from the Global South. I mean, we have 70% of our staff are African. I think around 70% are women. We try to walk the talk. And for me, it's not that hard to walk the talk, but I get lots of inspiring emails and compliments about the fact that we do this. And so that's what makes me proud, that we are actually able to care about people as well as have a viable business model.
100%, and it's so authentic and genuine in the way you all carry yourselves, and I know firsthand what that sounds like and looks like, speaking from to people from all over the globe when I attend your workshops and meetings. What does International Women's Day mean for you, Kristie?
It's a celebration for me. It's a celebration of what I work on, who I work with. It's respect to all the women in my life, and it's my favourite social media day because there's loads of blogs, amazing resources that get shared. There's a lot of high-fiving between women in the gender movement, and there's a lot of good analysis that happens. And in Uganda, it's actually a public holiday. I've never seen that anywhere else. So people everywhere in Uganda wish you a happy International Women's Day. So it's an honor. It's an honouring, I suppose, of the feminine. Yes, there's all the aspects of equality and what it means to have equal rights. But for me, with the work I do, it's almost like a salute or a hat tip to what we've been doing.
And how wonderful that it is all around you on this particular day, which means that, you know, everyone stops and actually consciously thinks about that. That's just beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, Kristie, and joining the conversation. It's been really lovely to spend time with you.
Thanks very much for having me.